What's going on YouTube? Johnny here, back with another video for you guys today. First and foremost, I just want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you and your families. And I hope everyone's having a great time, relaxing, hanging out with their families, and enjoying a bunch of different foods. But in today's video, what we'll be doing, it's kind of a multi-tier video, and when I say that is, we're doing a chocolate jalapeno pie, which we'll be prepping first, and then for dinner, that'll be the dessert, and then for dinner, we're doing a beef Wellington. So with that being said, 'tis the season, as you can see with my Santa hat. Let's go ahead and get into the baking. Alright guys, so in this bowl, we have our sugar, flour, and salt, and then in the orange bowl, we have our milk and oil. Then I forgot to say, you know, for the outfit of the day, for the Christmas holiday spirit, matching colors, here we go. And then the Christmas mustache too, so. But what we'll do is, we'll take our milk and oil, we'll drop that in. Sorry, not used to the Santa hat jiggling everywhere. And then we'll just mix this around, make sure it's well incorporated. And with this pie crust recipe, it's actually one of the more simple ones, because usually with other crusts, you have to really worry about mixing the butter. I forget the technical term. Cutting? Okay, thank you. Like cutting the butter into the flour and make sure it doesn't lump, all that. So this is the hassle-free crust, so one of my favorites. Alright guys, so this is what we're working with right now. So we'll take our crust and we'll put that in the pie dish, and then we'll just start working it and spreading it out like this. And you want to be careful, the only thing you don't want to do is overwork the crust. So I'm going to go ahead and align it with our pie pan, and I'll see you then. Alright guys, and as you can see, I don't want to drop it, but that is what we are working with. So I also have a fork right here, and what we're going to do is just poke some holes throughout the crust, because this will help allow the steam to escape when you're baking it in the oven, and that way it doesn't just start forming bubbles within the base of the crust or along the wall of the crust being on the sides. And there's no really rhyme or reason to it, so boom. Alright guys, and there we go. So I already did the sides or the walls, so that's good to go. So what we'll do is we'll stick this in the oven at 400 degrees, and this, make sure I don't burn my Santa accessory. That's not a part of the recipe, but we'll bake that for around 10 minutes or until lightly golden, so we'll keep an eye on that, and I'll see you in the next bit. Alright, and since it's a very busy day in the kitchen today, I brought in some reinforcements. So here's the microphone, and take it away.
Hi YouTube, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all of you and your families. As Johnny said, I needed a little reinforcement in the kitchen, so here I am. Got my Santa cap ready to go. Got my apron on, a little backstory on this. This belonged to my mother, so there's a little bit of sentiment involved here. So I am wearing it. I'm all dressed and ready to go, and now we will get on to the cooking.
Alright guys, so it is time. And what I'll do, the only time it's acceptable to remove the official chef gear is on this, so you don't drop it in the oven. But here's our crust, so I'll set this off to the side for now, and we'll let that cool and do its thing, and I'll see you guys in the next bit. Alright, and in this pot, what we have is coconut milk, and sugar, and we'll just stir occasionally and let that come to a simmer. So I'll see you guys in the next bit. In this bowl right here, we have our cornstarch and water. And what you want to do is you want to give that a final mix before pouring in as well. And this will help thicken up the coconut milk and the milk into that pudding, like the pudding consistency. Thank you. So you'll pour, and you want to be very careful, and you want to make sure that you start around the perimeter of the pot as well, on the inside, and you'll just keep stirring, and that'll thicken up in no time. So I'll see you guys in the next bit. Alright, and just in the matter of 2 seconds between each clip, the previous clip and this one, you can see how much thicker it has gotten, and it's really that pure pudding consistency right now. So this is something that you want to look out for, and I'll see you in the next one. Alright guys, so now that the coconut is good to go, I'm trying to do that without that falling off, we're just going to let that sit for a bit. And then in this bowl we have chocolate, and what we're going to do is just melt the chocolate anywhere from 15 to 30 second intervals. You do not want to burn the chocolate. And the reason I'm laughing is because I look at the front screen, I forgot I have the mustache. It's just funny. So we'll do 30 seconds and then we'll just keep an eye on it, stir it around, and if it needs more, stick it back in, and I'll see you in the next bit. But what we'll do is we're adding half of the halpia to the chocolate because we're mixing this together, and that'll be the very first layer above the crust on our pie, and that is the chocolate halpia layer. And then we'll finish the top layer with just pure coconut. So we'll just mix this around. This over here. Getting our steps in the kitchen today. I'm going back and forth, so that's good. So what we'll do, we'll just pour this out onto the crust. And then we'll spread this out. All right, guys, so that is what we are currently looking at. So that's that, and I'll see you guys in the next bit. All right, guys, and now we'll dump the rest of the halpia over the pie. I am trying to concentrate on this bit. And then what we'll do is we'll just do the same as we did with the chocolate, to where we'll spread that out evenly across the surface. All right, guys, so we are done here with the pie. So what we'll do, we'll set this off to the side and we'll let it cool off for a bit before we stick it in the fridge. And a helpful hint is what we do, we put a layer of saran wrap over it. So that way it eliminates the halpia from forming like a, almost like a hard, when Jello gets hard, like a hard topping on it in the fridge. So be sure, if you try this, be sure to do that because it really helps out. So I'll see you guys in the next bit. All right, guys, so while the halpia pie is cooling off, we're gonna start working on the beef Wellington. So right here we have our puff pastry defrosting. So we'll set that off to the side. And then in this pile we have mushrooms, garlic, and shallots. So what we'll do first is do a rough chop on everything, and then we'll throw them all together in the food processor and blend it together, and that'll be the interior filling around the meat underneath the pastry later in the video. But first and foremost, for the mushrooms, we'll just do a rough chop like this. And it doesn't, like I said, doesn't have to be super fine or anything like that. And I'll go ahead and work my way down through the ingredients. All right, guys, so the mushrooms are done. I started working on the shallots. My eyes are already burning. These are my arch nemesis right here. So what we'll do is same thing. It doesn't have to be a fine chop. It will just be a rough chop. So then we'll just cut them in half like that. So, all right, guys, so we're in the next bit here. I'm fighting through the shallots, burning my eyes, so bear with me. So what you want to do is, a helpful hint, you don't want to put too much in at one time. So just a couple of handfuls of mushrooms. We'll do a little bit of shallots, and then we'll do some garlic in there as well. And that's good to go. Thank you. That's called in some reinforcements. We'll add in some thyme. And you can just sprinkle that like that. Boom. Always want to plug in after the lid is on. Don't want to chop any fingers off. So what we'll do is chop it up like this. And we'll just go in rounds of that. And in between each round that you're chopping it up, you'll want to scoop some of the mushroom and chunks off of the wall or the sides of the container, because the thicker chunks will collect. But this is what we're looking at. So a fine chop, and then we'll dump that out there. And we'll keep on doing that for the remainder of the ingredients on the tray. So I'll go ahead and see you guys when we are done with this. We're gonna go ahead and kick up the feet for a little bit and relax. It's been a long morning and it's already almost 2:30, 3 o'clock. And yeah, so we're gonna relax and then we'll go ahead and resume the cooking a bit later. All right, we are back. We had a nice little lunch break, but we just took the mushroom, shallot, and garlic mixture and we browned that, and also helped to remove some of the moisture. That's why we put it in the pan. So we'll come over here now, and right here we have our beef. So what we'll do, we'll just salt and pepper every surface, every side of it, even the sides right here as well. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll see you when in the next bit. So then now what we'll be doing is we already have the skillet going, and as you can see, all the smoke coming off that. So put a little olive oil in there, and then let that get hot for a second, and then we'll go ahead and sear the beef. So I'm gonna let that heat up a little more, and then I'll see you then. All right, it is time. You can hear that. Sous Chef got a little scared down there, but he's all right. He's just supervising the kitchen. So we're gonna let that go. Maybe about 2 minutes each side. We'll see. Play it by ear, and then I'll see you guys after the beef has been seared. All right, guys, and just to add in there, we're gonna partially cook some bacon because we'll be doing some bacon wrapped asparagus, and that way, when it comes time to putting the asparagus in the oven, the asparagus and bacon will cook and roughly need the same time. So yeah, that's that. Getting a head start. Yeah. Not a huge fan of mustard, so what we're doing is just a light coating of olive oil. So we'll go ahead and get each side, and I'll see you guys in the next bit. Alright guys, so we just finished laying the prosciutto, and it was very thinly sliced, so it was kind of tricky. So that's why we weren't recording at the call on the reinforcements. It was a two-man project, but this is done. So now we're gonna grab our mushroom spread and we'll spread that out across the prosciutto. So I'll see you then. All right, so as I just said in the previous bit, we're just gonna put a couple of scoops and we'll start working it out. And you may not even need all of this, so we'll see how that works out, but I'll see you then. All right guys, so there's the spread, and we, as I said, we didn't even need to use all of it. So now, since we want this to be the top side, we're gonna put that down. And then, let me center that a bit. There we go. There we go. All right, so I'll move that out of the way. And we'll see how this comes out. And I'll probably just skip to the end because I'll be focusing on this and not talking. So I'll see you guys at the end. All right guys, so here's the wrapped beef. It actually went smoother than I thought, so I'm going to finish doing that. And since this is the top, I'm gonna kind of like pinch and tuck, and then I can bring that up nice and tight and compact, and then we'll just twist in the sides. I mean, usually they kind of like twist it like that, kind of like a Tootsie Roll candy wrapper, but we don't have that much to twist at the end, so we'll just do that. Boom. And then now this goes in the fridge, and then it's on to the next step. So I'll see you guys then. All right guys, so the beef is good to go, and that's in the fridge. So then now for the bacon wrapped asparagus, we're going to do about 4 asparagus per wrap. So then boom, wrap that, and we'll lay that there. So I'm gonna go ahead and work down the line, and then I'll see you guys after this. So these are all good to go, but these are not going to go into the oven until close to the very end because they will not take long to cook at all, especially since we kind of pre-baked the bacon already. So up next will be the beef going into the oven when it's time, so I'll see you guys then. All right guys, so now we're gonna prep the counter for when it's time to roll out our puff pastry. So we'll just do about 3. And I'll keep doing this, and then I'll see you guys in the next bit. And I didn't lay it too close to the edge, so that way I have a little bit more of wiggle room. So we'll lift, raise, tuck, and while you're rolling, you can kind of pinch it to help keep the shape. All right, guys. So we actually ended up cutting off some puff pastry. We didn't, we just had more than we needed. So now, before I do the final tuck, I'm going to put a little bit of an egg wash against the final layer right here, and that acts as a glue or seal to help keep it shut for when I roll over. Stay like this. So then boom. Oh no. Oops. All right. We'll call an audible. We'll fix this and we'll be right back. All right, guys. So I had to call in the expert for some reinforcement or reinforcements, but as you can see, our little patchwork right here. All right, guys, so another slight change in plans. We originally wanted the seam side down, but our patchwork kind of botched the image of our Wellington, so we just changed it up. So now we'll just do an egg wash across the entire thing. So then now we'll just score the Wellington, and we're not gonna do like one giant one. We're just gonna do a couple throughout. So I'm gonna go ahead, wash my hands, and then we're going to finish the Wellington with a layer of salt. All right, so as I said, we're just finishing with some salt and a little splash art, you know?
It's like Salt Bay.
All right, wish us luck. In it goes, right there. And it'll be minimum an hour. They say like an hour usually gets it to about medium rare. And I'm not a big fan of that, so we want slightly more than medium rare. So we'll keep an eye on it and I'll keep you guys updated. And correction, double check, they say about 45 minutes is usually medium rare. So we're gonna start at an hour and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so there's also some additional reinforcements coming our way. These are from Omaha Steaks, and it's potato au gratin. So, you know, being that it's a high effort meal that we're doing tonight, we're gonna take it a little easy on this part. So I'm gonna stick those in the oven, and I'll see you guys with the next update. All right, guys, and before we stick the asparagus in the oven, what we're gonna do for one final prep on them is just drizzle some butter over them, and then we'll be good to go. All right, we're back. We have to do some shuffling. Musical pans in the oven, so here we go. See you guys in the next bit. All right, guys, we just pulled it out of the oven and we're gonna let it sit for a bit. All right, guys, and here we go. And hindsight, I don't know why I didn't think of putting a rack down instead of just parchment paper, and it's a little soggy on the bottom, so hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. But this is a raw reaction right here. I don't know what it's gonna look like on the inside, so we'll see. Try to go saw it.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, nice. Okay, not too pink. And that's one thing I was worried about. I was worried about it. I'd rather have it overcooked than undercooked. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead.
Most places tend to do the beef Wellington on the
rare side, right? Yeah.
So if you like it like that, that's fine. We just like ours a little bit more done. So we went kind of for a medium well.
Yeah, and in Vegas, remember we went to Hell's Kitchen, people were ordering the beef Wellington. It kind of looked like it was still moving.
Yeah.
At sometimes. And everyone has their own preference, right? And
there you don't have the option to ask for it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it came only one way, medium rare.
Yeah. So we go.
Yeah.
All right.
We digressed a little bit, but let's go ahead and get back into the cooking. And I'll see you guys when this is good to go. All right, guys, and for the final plate before eating, I'm starving, so this looks really good. Cannot wait to go ahead and try that out. And then here's the pie right here as well. All right, guys, and for our pie, we just added the layer of whipped cream on top. And sometimes we'll add some chocolate shavings but to finish it off, but we didn't do that this time, so here it is. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. As always, thank you so much for stopping by, tuning in, and supporting me in this channel. Please be sure to click like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. And again, wishing you all a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Take care guys, enjoy time with your family and friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.